This is the Wrestling Replay. I am Cato. Welcome to episode number 26. We're moving along. 100 is right around the corner. I feel like probably not. But we are here for your AEW Dynamite Replay of the Week. Really decent episode of Dynamite this week. We see the show kick off with Orange Cassidy in a losing effort to Jay Lethal. I like the fact that we're getting a lot more Jay Lethal on AEW television. That was a tongue twister, but I feel like it's more so the fact that they're trying to roll out Singh and really get Singh together. But this match, him being Orange Cassidy, does lead to a match with him and Wardlow going to be for that TNT Championship. That's going to be a really good match. I think it's going to be a really good win for Wardlow. As far as his streak goes, his, title run with this TNT Championship, having a victory over Jay Lethal, that's a pretty big deal. So I like the fact of what it led to. The opening matchup with Orange Cassidy, pretty good matchup. So the best friends are kind of hot right now. The fans love them, so it's great to open up the show with a fan favorite. That came up a little short in this fighting effort tonight, though. Now, I feel like this episode of Dynamite, I don't know if it was just me or if it was like the structure of how they laid out Dynamite programming tonight, but it was a lot of segments. I mean, at one point it was a commercial, and came back to a segment. It just felt like they only have 2 hours, and I understand like there's not really a lot of time for getting everybody's storyline out there. So yeah, you want to use a segment to keep a reminder and keep it fresh in the people's heads if you're not going to have a matchup with these individuals. So I understand why they do it, but I feel like the placement could have been a little bit better. Now, after that matchup, we got the video package with Hook winning the FTW Championship. Taz come out and says, look, Team Taz is no more. I told all these guys it's done. It's over. Ricky starts. He's locked into the feud with Powerhouse Hobbs, which I am interested in, because when Powerhouse Hobbs first joined Team Taz, I thought that's exactly what he needed. That heel turn, to be that powerhouse, to have someone like Taz in his ear, that influence. And early on, we've seen like signs of a good, maybe a good streak happening or good run happening for Powerhouse Hobbs. And then that slowly got diminished. He was outshined by Brian Cage. He was in the shadow of Ricky Starks. And then in the tag team match, when they had that triple threat tag team match, you finally seen what Will Hobbs is really capable of. And if we're going to continue to get that Will Hobbs, I like it. I'm here for it. Now, we also seen the split of the Undisputed Elite tonight. The Young Bucks, they get in the issue with Kyle O'Reilly and Adam Cole. They do not want to add Bobby Fish to the team. So Adam Cole pretty much says, look, if you don't add Bobby Fish to the team, since I can't compete with you in this trios tournament, then you're not going to make the tournament pretty much. And then that's where the heel turn happened with, I guess not a heel turn. I guess that's more so where the face turn will happen with the Young Bucks, as they were saved by Hangman Page. They kind of hinted towards that last week when he was talking to Hangman Page in the back. They wanted to wish him a happy birthday, so you kind of knew what was going on there. So now we got a full face turn with the Young Bucks. Look like Hangman Page is going to be the one teaming up with them in that trios tournament, which makes all the sense in the world now why they dropped those tag team championships, because they will probably be the ones to have the first ever AEW trios championship, a title that I thought AEW needed a year ago, for the fact that AEW is so faction heavy as far as their roster is concerned. Now, after that, we got to see a nice side of Jungle Boy, man. So Jungle Boy is pulling up to arena. As he's pulling up, Christian Cage and Tony Schiavone is in the back. And Christian Cage, of course, is doing another promo about Jungle Boy, how he never said anything personal about it, how Jungle Boy is taking it too personal. And I like to see the side of Jungle Boy. He, full speed, goes into the garage, almost hits Tony Schiavone, almost hit Christian Cage. I like to see that edgy side of Jungle Boy, a side where he really wants to get his hands on Christian Cage. Security holds him back. Christian Cage is taunting him. Now, the only thing I wish that would have happened in that moment is Cage go ahead and take a cheap shot on Jungle Boy. I think that would have really sealed the deal for what they were doing right there in that segment. And of course, Jungle Boy is then dragged out by security and is kicked out of the arena for the night. Now, that's one of those segments that I like because it shows that side of Jungle Boy. He needs to turn up that intensity, especially with all the things that Cage is doing to him and is saying to him. But for the fact that we have Christian Cage in the matchup later on with Matt Hardy, I don't understand why we had that moment. If I'm Jungle Boy and I can make my way back to the arena during this Cage or after this Cage matchup with Matt Hardy, I'm going to attack him as soon as he comes down the ramp. I'm going to attack him as soon as he gets inside the ring and the match gets started. I'm going to jump on him. Security's going to have to pull me off again and kick me back out. And then I will have the matchup happen. But it didn't happen that way. Christian Cage ended up getting the victory right before he was ready to hit Matt Hardy with a concerto. Luchasaurus comes out. He walks halfway down, enough to distract Christian Cage so that Jungle Boy can jump through the crowd and take a swing at him with a chair. Didn't get to touch him yet. I do like the fact that they are not allowing Jungle Boy to touch Cage at all. It's like pissing him off even more that he's getting close and close and close, but he's never able to really get hands on Cage. I like that part of it, but if we're going to do the whole run-in thing and Jungle Boy is going to know where Cage is at, for me, if I'm planning and plotting, I'm going to wait till the matchup happen where no one's expecting it. He thinks I'm not at the arena, and that's when I'm going to make my move. So I think they could have been a little bit better doing that, but overall, still a good segment. I'm just being a little nitpicky. We got a tag team matchup with Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm. Thunderstorm versus Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter. Jamie Hayter and Britt Baker comes up with their second victory as a tag team. I think this is very important because Tony Schiavone last week made it a point to let it be known that this is the first time we've seen Britt Baker and Jamie Hayter actually win a tag team matchup despite being together for so long. This is only their first win last week. Tonight marks their second win as a tag team, and over a team like Thunderstorm, that's a pretty big deal. Now, if you notice, Thunder Rosa and Toni Storm has a team name. Baker and Hayter tonight comes dressed out together. Last week we seen Athena and Willow team up with Jade and Kiera Hogan. I would not be surprised if AEW is going to start to usher out those women tag team championships for AEW. I think they seen where WWE dropped the ball with Sasha Banks and Naomi, and they said, you know what, this is where we're going to capitalize on it. We're going to create a women tag team championship. So right now, I think they're getting the fans used to seeing women as champions or seeing women as tag teams together. So when they do roll out the championship, there you go. You're already interested, you're already invested, and you already have set teams for whatever tournament or whatever style battle royal, however you want to do it, to mark the new AEW Women's Tag Team Champions. Now we've seen Powerhouse Hobbs. He squashed Ren Jones. I love it. That's what should have happened. I like this version of Powerhouse Hobbs. I feel like he turned things up just a little bit. The intensity went up just a little bit. Now, after the matchup, Ricky Starks did make his way to a ring, but he ended up getting a vicious spine buster from the hands of Will Hobbs. The only thing I wish that would have happened after that is after he gave him the spine buster the first time, I wish he would have picked him back up and gave him another spine buster and left Ricky Starks laying pretty much unconscious, and then make his way back to the back, walk up the ramp, and kind of look at him as if, look, you're not on my level. You can't hang with me. I would have liked him to do something like that for the fact that it would have made Ricky Starks, who is now a newly babyface, gain more sympathy from the fans for the fact that Powerhouse Hobbs left him laying like that. Or if you're going to take the spine buster, at least go ahead and grab the already injured neck or the previously injured neck that you had and just gain a little bit more sympathy from the fans by selling that move. We also seen the Acclaimed defeat the Gun Club in a dumpster match. First ever dumpster match for AEW. Pretty good matchup, man. I can't lie. I like the team of the Gun Club. I really like this team. I think these are two young guys who really get and understand what they're supposed to do, understand their role when they go out there. They have really good athleticism. They can do a lot in the ring, but they do just enough to make you hate them or love them. They don't overdo what they need to do. They go out there and give you just enough. Also, I want to highlight Max Caster. I think Max Caster is a star in the making for AEW. I think he is someone who needs to go ahead and test his talents in the singles pool, because I don't think the Acclaim as a tag team is going to really ever get their just due. So I would love to see Max Caster and Anthony Bowens actually go in a singles competition. Both of these guys are really good inside the ring, but I think Max Caster has kind of like that it factor that you're looking for. But these guys were successful in this dumpster match over the Gun Club. Now in our main event, we got to see Chris Jericho. He managed to defeat Wheeler Yuta. If Yuta would have managed to win this matchup, he would have earned himself a shot at Jon Moxley for that interim AEW championship, taking Chris Jericho's place at Quake at the Lake. But he came up short. Really good matchup. I like what we've seen from Chris Jericho. It's that old, obnoxious, always finding a little way, a little cheating way to win Chris Jericho. Now, if we get that Chris Jericho going into the match with Jon Moxley at Quake in the Lake, I love it. We still have the JAS outside of the ring. We have the Blackpool Combat Club outside of the ring. So anything can happen. You can see these two factions mixing it up, getting into some type of brawl outside of the ring, which could lead to a distraction by the referee. And that could lead Jericho to do anything. So this is one of the matches where I don't really know who's going to win. I mean, I would love to see Jon Moxley and CM Punk when CM Punk comes back. But hell, I would also love to see CM Punk and Chris Jericho when CM Punk comes back. So this is one of those matches that you're going to pay attention to. I think AEW did another good job this week of actually showing replays of things that happened the week before. They had a package with Powerhouse Hobbs and showed how he turned on Ricky Starks. I like that because if you were a fan and you may have missed last week for whatever reason, couldn't catch up, you automatically was right on track and understood why everything was happening and why, Powerhouse came out by himself, why there's no more team tags. You got a reminder of it this week. And the AEW is doing a good job of that recently, so I wanted to highlight that as well. But overall, a decent episode of AEW this week. Show was okay. For me, it was just too many segments in this show, but not a bad show overall. I believe that these guys are actually saving up for Quake at the Lake. I think that's what's going on. They're building up towards that, and that's where we're going to see AEW jump right back on track with a great wrestling show. But this week, so far right now, Monday Night Raw is in the league of my favorite shows for the week. But that was your AEW Dynamite replay of the week. I'm Cato. I'm signing out. Peace.